Alright, welcome to the Toyota 86 GRMN or Gran. Okay, no, all seriousness, this was the 86 to own because it was extremely rare, it was extremely expensive, but everyone wanted it because this was the 86, the pinnacle, the best that the 86 could be. So, let me explain why. So, Toyota took the standard Toyota 86 and said, you know what? Let's give it on over to our racing team. That's where the GR in the name comes from. Then we see the MN stands for Meister of the Nürburgring. This is because the Gazoo racing team competed in the Nürburgring 24-hour race since 2012 in the Toyota 86. And it has won their class twice. So they took all their knowledge from winning the races and what they put into a race car into a road going version of it that was going to be available for the public in a limited amount. So obviously the chassis got additional reinforcements, the car got a lower sense of gravity, the bonnet, bootlet as well as the roof all got changed on over to carbon fiber, the rear and the rear quarter glass are made out of plastic, aerodynamics was added, the engine saw a pump in power, suspension, dampeners. It was the best Toyota you could get your hands on. It was the, okay, let me correct that. It was the best Toyota 86 you could get your hands on. So, the 86 GRMN is a car that was limited to 100 vehicles, and that's it. And even though it was double the price of the standard 86, it received 30 times the number of available cars. Everyone wanted a Toyota, but they could not have it. But luckily for us in Gran 7, we can drive it. And around Kyoto Driving Park, this vehicle is fun. It's a lot better than a standard 86. But am I gonna go out of my way and say this thing is incredibly, it's like the best track car? No, because look, it still has a naturally aspirated 2-liter flat 4 engine that produces 214 brake horsepower. It has a 6-speed transmission, front engine rear wheel drive, but it is incredibly lightweight, coming in at 1220 kgs. And well, look, you can still do 145 miles per hour in this vehicle. So look, it's not the fastest thing you will drive, because around Kyoto Driving Park I was finding myself set lap times around the 1 minute 59.8 second mark, which frankly is not fast. But luckily for us, we can now just upgrade and improve the performance. But the real reason we are testing this vehicle out is because it can receive an engine swap. But we're gonna get to that soon. Before we do that though, we need to see what the standard engine can do. So if we run over to the tuning shop and start spending a lot of money, well, we are gonna be left with 444 brake horsepower and a vehicle that weighs 1049 kgs. We made it even lighter. We did double the power, just made it a lot better. So now with the vehicle's performance being upgraded, let's improve the looks of it. So you can head on over to GT also and see what visual customization, because we see we have 2 options for a front bumper, we see we have 2 options for side skirts, no rear diffuser options, and lastly we have 3 options for a rear wing. So you can pick, choose and refuse what your favorite parts are to make your Toyota 86 GRMN just more personal. So once you have it looking the way you want it to, you can then take it out onto circuit and just feel the overall improvement. And when I tell you the improvement is massive, it's a night and day difference. The performance is so much better. It's just a lot more, it's a lot more fun now that the vehicle is fully upgraded. And you are going to find yourself sitting lap times around the 1 minute 40 second mark going around Kyoto Driving Park. Now look, a 1 minute 40 is still not anything that's like, wow, you know, I need to go out and purchase this vehicle, because it's still not what I'd consider competitive. However, to get competitive, well, now you can engine swap this vehicle. Well, you are going to find yourself being able to swap in a 3UZ engine. This is out of the Group 2 Lexus, and when I tell you, that means we're going to be able to have tons of power and great fuel economy. Now yes, the engine swap does cost 500,000 credits, but purchase it because you will make that money back tenfold. Over to a tuning shop and add a high RPM turbocharger, we bumped the power up to 838 brake horsepower. We almost doubled the double power from the standard engine, if that made sense what I just said. But yeah, we just doubled the output that the standard engine could do, which is just nuts. So now I thought the Toyota 86 was not going to be able to handle this level of power. I thought it was just going to light up its rear wheels and not really put that fast of a lap time down. However, it was slower than I expected. With 838 brake horsepower, I thought, hey, I'm gonna get thrown into the back of my seats, it's gonna be all over the place. But that wasn't the case. The vehicle, yes, occasionally when you were on power, it would want to throw its rear end out and try and be unstable, but for most of the time it was good, it was fun. Now the reason I think it was so tamed was due to the fact of I set it to have a bit more of a longer gear ratio, and I think that was ultimately the defeating factor about it. If I had shorter gears, it would have been a lot faster, because with KL's driving part, you don't really have that long of straightaways. So I will say this is on me, this is my bad. But even with it having long gear ratios and not the perfect tune for the circuit, I was still averaging lap times around the 1 minute 35 second mark. What I liked about it was, even with it having this level of power, being rear wheel drive, it still set consistent lap times. It was easy to drive, it was fun to drive. Now why I set it to have such long gear ratios was because I wanted to take it on over to the WTC 700 around Le Mans, because with it having a Group 2 engine in it, that means this is an ideal vehicle for money grinding without detuning the engine. I mean, fully upgraded high RPM turbocharger on racing softs. In fact, you are going to be under 700 performance points, which is just nuts. I mean, racing odds, the vehicle is at I think 664 performance points if I'm not mistaken, which is incredibly low. So when I started the event, I just bumped the vehicle on over to fuel map level 3 and I ran it from there. And when I tell you, I was so shocked to learn that this vehicle was able of setting lap times around the 3 minutes and 53 second mark. That was my initial lap. My first lap was a 3 minute 54 second lap. Anything faster than a 4 minute lap is a go-to in my opinion to do this event. It's gonna be fun, easy, and just a walk in the park basically, and get your money a lot quicker. So with this vehicle, it was such a breeze to just go and set lap times. Coming down the main straightaway, we are clocking very high speeds, and the thing is, with the way I had the gear set up, it was still limiting. This vehicle can easily go over 350 kilometers per hour coming down Le Mans straightaways, which is just absolutely absurd. And with it being a Group 2 engine, it is extremely light on fuel. I mean, you can easily get 4 laps of fuel out of this vehicle. On fuel map level 3, I'm telling you, with fuel saving taxis, you can get 4 laps out of it. So imagine on fuel map level 6, you are going to be able to go very far on a single tank of fuel. So this vehicle honestly is a go-to when it comes to money grinding, and it's just a great engine swap, and that's a reason for you to pick this vehicle up. The car is cheap, the engine swap isn't, but you are guaranteed to make your money back. So with that being said, also, if you do eventually detune a vehicle, well, this is also a great alternative for the WTC 600, which is also another way to make money. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this engine swap in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.